So Boker Tov. Very interesting shilas came through the WhatsApp, and Yedidai Chaverai, my dear friends, sent me questions, and it obviously was hashgacha that they all related to. I had 4 questions about maaser ksafim, to give a tenth of the money that a person makes. So I'd like to discuss the parameters of these mitzvahs. Number 1, the first question I think that I was asked was an interesting question. Someone lost a diamond ring and then got insurance and then found the diamond ring. Similarly, the same person lost a phone and then got insurance on the phone and then the phone showed up. So the question is whether you have to give a tenth of the value of this phone or the diamond ring that now is an extra bonus. Another question that someone asked me was whether you have to can you use maaser money for aliyah. It was funny because the aliyah that they were referring to is going to Eretz Yisrael, which according to the Sifri and many is a mitzvah, the oraisa, even chiyuvis, some say kiyumis, big machlekes. But he wanted to use it for the mitzvah of aliyah. He made aliyah and he wanted to use it actually to buy a house. So then I got another question, aliyah, can you use money for aliyah? Just a question how you pronounce it, it's the same word. Aliyah for when you get an aliyah in shul, and for kibudim. And then the 4th question that was asked was whether if someone got a gift certificate, do you have to give maaser and gift certificates? So first I just want to discuss. Maaser ksafim, Chazal say, is one of the big guarantees for ashirus, for becoming wealthy. Aser kadesh titasher. We're very busy with many different segulas. This is one of the segulot that works, that Chazal say works. Chazal say this is how a person can become wealthy. So we obviously have to be careful when it comes to this mitzvah. It's such an important mitzvah. In fact, the Vilna Gaon and many others said that you have to give a fifth of whatever you're supposed to give. Now, what are you supposed to give? So there's a very simple principle. You don't give for something you're obligated to give. Meaning to say, if you have an obligation to do a mitzvah, you can't use maaser ksafim for that. So that takes care of an aliyah, unless a person before he got the aliyah decided, now I want to use maaser ksafim, that's okay. Once you're obligated to do something, you can't use maaser ksafim for that. Now, you could help someone else out. That's also, if someone wants to make an aliyah and you want to help him out. So if the person is poor and he can't afford it, so then you could use maaser ksafim. Although, it's best to use maaser ksafim for anim and specifically Talmidei Chacham. The Gemara says an incredible guarantee. A person who gives maaser ksafim to a Talmid Chacham, he is going to sit in the back seats of Shamayim in Olam Haba. That's one of the guarantees. Fascinating languages that are used for someone that's helping out a Talmid Chacham that's poor, and therefore a person should be as much as possible that the maaser ksafim mostly should go to anim and Talmidei Chachamim that are anim. Now, getting back to gifts. Gifts is something that's not cash, and therefore, for example, the shaila that we discussed about the phone or the diamond ring. Once a person got the insurance money, that was just a replacement. Afterwards, when he found the phone, it's a bonus. But what are you going to do with the phone? How are you supposed to give a tenth of the phone? You're not going to cut off a tenth of the phone. So therefore, the Chazon Ish said you don't have to give. Rav Shlomo Zalman said that on objects, that means things that have the value of cash but are not cash, you should give. Since it's a big machlekes, I would say like this. Even the Chazon Ish said, you can't imagine, I have a sefer actually that he quotes, he says, you can't imagine how much a person is going to save himself from tsaras if he gives. This is the language that they quote from the Chazon Ish. Even a person who's not obligated to give maaser, for example, in gifts, but if he does give it, he doesn't know how many things he's saving himself from. So certainly such a strong language, I would definitely call the hidden mitzvah to give, even in gifts, even though I can't say that there's an obligation. It's quite complicated to give in all gifts, but it's kedai if a person can, especially if a person has extra cash. If a person has extra cash, then you could, because to go and sell the object, that you're not obligated to do. And therefore, that answers all the questions that I think we just mentioned. It's kedai to understand also that although there is Chazal that say you're not supposed to overspend, but we once quoted the Baal Tanya. The Baal Tanya says something incredible. He says that was until the days when we were fasting. When we had to have an atonement, so then the person didn't have to overspend money. But he says today that it's very difficult to fast, and we owe so many fasts. If you just go through the list that the Baal Tana quotes from the Arizal, just to get, if a person got angry, it's written that a person has to do 252 fasts. It's a lot of fasts that we owe. A fast, yakas 152 ta'aniyos, and there's many others. That's why it says pedal, different averas that a person has to fast. And since we don't fast, so one of the best ways to replace that fasting is through tzedakah. Therefore, the Baal Tana is a big chiddush. He says that the tzedakah that we're giving today is not really just another mitzvah. It's taking care of something physical, our body. And therefore, for our body, we could spend as much as we want. And so therefore, there's no limits. Kedai to be mischazik in this mitzvah, and b'schus this mitzvah, we should all become wealthy. The Yidden should become wealthy, like the brachas that were given. Some Rebbes said after the Holocaust, Yidden should be wealthy. And Avai, Taka Baruch Hashem, there's billionaires out there, and they should give much, much more money. And we should be zeicha that through the tzedakah, Chazal say we're going to have the Yeshua.